This is 48 hours later. Let's take a look and see what it looks like. Take the weights off of each one. Have a look. Let's see. Let's see if I can move the camera a little bit. See the peas there. I have it on the tripod and I'm leaning the tripod forward. That's why it's not turned. Peas are starting to put shoots down. Let's take a look underneath here at them. Look at all those roots. Now the other side. Let's loosen this. Get in there a little bit. On a tripod to keep it stabilized because people have told me that a lot of filming I do is shaky, so I'm trying to avoid some of that by putting it on the tripod. But yeah, that's what it looks like now, and it's quite nice. Put this back. Let's take a look and see what the roots look like on this one. Pretty neat, huh? They're coming through too. Alright, that's it. I'll hit it with this antifungal, and then there's no need in showing that, but just squirt some antifungal on each one and then come back the next day. It's really that simple. The water level is not going to go down much at all until the plants are quite large. You can see that both trays are lifting. This one you can even see the little pea ends. And this one's lifted quite a bit. It was flush. Let's take a look at the radish first. Oh, that's a gorgeous color, isn't it? So pretty. Here you can see the little things popping up. They're like out of under pressure. Out of under pressure. No more pressure on them. So yeah, what we're going to do now is we'll hit it with the antifungal one time, and then I'll put the lid on top of it. I'll do that off camera. Now I'll put the lid on top of it upside down, and then once it lifts this one up, then it's time to take it off and expose it to the light. Now the light I turned on just now for the camera. It's not on until the microgreens need it. Okay, that's the peas. Oh my gosh, I love that look. That look when the peas get to this stage right here. It's gorgeous. I have a grow, and when I did this in the 1020s, it's called baby blondes. It's where you only grow them to about this height, and they're ultra tender. But the thing is, the return on investment, how much seed to how much you get for that product isn't very much. But if you like exquisite things, if you like the best of the best or the cream of the crop, get the peas when they're about this high, and they are awesome. They are really awesome. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to turn this one over too. I could just put the blackout dome on it, but this should be lifted off tomorrow. Peas grow really fast. Let me put it on the right way. And I'll hit both of those with the antifungal one time, and this will be the last time likely, because this will be up tomorrow I'm sure, and this one will be up, if not tomorrow, the day after. I wanted to mention a couple things. One is I have not added any nutrient water to any of these yet. I won't do that until it shows that it needs it, but it typically doesn't need it till you're well over halfway through the grow. And also with radish and other brassicas, they have fuzz on them, so you need to know that that is not fungus. Fungus and hairy roots are completely different, but some brassicas and like cabbage and broccoli and radish and mustards, they have the little fuzzy little roots, little fine hairs that some think or can think is a fungus or a mold, and it's not. Got a little bit of separation today. You see it here and here too on both. And I did put a little piece of tape here just so I could lift up the tray. for watering and checking the roots. I do have a better solution for that coming, but for now this works really good actually. Just a little piece of tape there. So let's take these off and take a look. Those are the peas, obviously. They look great, don't they? I love the way they look at the stage. They're blonde, that's why they're called blackout blondes when they're grown completely in the dark. And this is the radish, Rambo radish, and it is very colorful. You get the offshoot greens once in a while, but it's really kind of a dark color. So what I'm going to do with these now is I'm going to leave them in the light both at the same time because they both lifted at about the same time. And these I was going to grow in complete dark, but I do have to go out of town for Thanksgiving, and so I'm going to have someone water these while I'm gone. I'm going to be gone for 3 days. So it would be easier if they don't have to do extra steps. But I am going to do a blackout blondes grow with some red acre cabbage, I think, just so you can see the difference in the two. That'll come up soon. Now we're taking the top off. There's no need to put any kind of antifungal on them any longer. Just once in a while check the fluid levels. It should be starting to go down now because the roots are pretty darn aggressive. Take a look at those roots. And they're going to start using the liquid pretty heavily from this point to harvest, which is only actually a few more days. It should be right when I get back in about 3 days, maybe 4 days tops. So yeah, until I get back, this will be the last time you get to take a look at it. Well, I'll leave tomorrow. Maybe I'll do it tomorrow too, but we'll see. This is just 1 day later, and I'm leaving today on Thanksgiving, so I just kind of wanted to show you what it looks like one more time, because the next time you see it, it's going to be a lot taller, a lot more full. It is 3 days later, and boy, while I was gone, these things really popped. Look at those big, beautiful cotyledons on that Rambo radish there. And the gorgeous, gorgeous color. It's fantastic. And the peas, yeah, they've leafed out nicely. These are great to chew on. The ends make great additions to salad, and there is so much there. It weighs so much, it's incredible. So I've got these little clips here. These are just those metal paper clips, and all I did was I took one side off. You can do it by just squeezing them in like this. And once you do that, they're easy. It's easy to lift, use them to lift it. Now there's a separation in this one. Let me see if I can get this back on easily enough in front of you. I shouldn't have used it as an example, but anyway, there's, I'll put it back on. But anyway, there's a separation here because the roots on these peas are causing the tray to elevate. Look how thick that root is right there. That is a thick mat. And that's what's causing it to elevate some. So at this point, they're drinking heavily. You got to add every day. The radish over here, it's about every other day a little bit. It's still not too terribly bad. It doesn't drink obviously nearly as much as the peas. So we're going to continue. I'm going to let this go another day or so, and just let some of these cotyledons, some of this little bit smaller ones, there fill out a little bit more, and I'll harvest them both. Peas are pretty easy to harvest. I just set it inside the tray. There's no need to dry the roots on them like you do with others, because we're going to harvest it sitting like it is. And the peas themselves that the sprouts came out of are attached, and they're near the screen. So all I do with peas is I grab a bunch like this and I cut. And then I take them and I like to neatly stack them in a tray like this. Well, this is a 10-10 tray. And this is quite large. The amount of product that comes out of a pea grow, it's quite large. So let's continue to do that. I will speed you up here so you don't have to watch me do this. Plus it's fun to watch it in fast motion, isn't it? Alright, that's it for this. You can see here that this is pretty substantial. I'll get a weight on it. And then I'll show you where this goes. Before we do that, I want you to look at this is the pea, the remaining stem, and at base is the pea itself. And on the back here is a set of roots that's very dense. I'm going to get a weight on it for you just so you know how much product this is. And I'm going to show you the chickens, who I give this to my neighbor and he gives me eggs. So I do that regularly. There's some grows that we, for whatever circumstance, that we don't eat, so sometimes the chickens get a pristine microgreen as well. If you don't have chickens, another thing you can do besides putting it down in the garbage disposal is compost it. Very, very healthy to add this to your compost. Very nutrient rich. So let me get the scale and show you the weight. Alright, let's get a weight on this. Let's turn it on. It's pound ounces. Let's see if we can get it to ounces. There's fluid ounces, which should be the same. Alright, I'm going to put this on here to elevate it, and a tray on here to remove the tray weight, so when we weigh the microgreens it's nothing but the weight of microgreens. Okay, zeroed out with the tray. Now it's negative 5.4 ounces, the weight of the tray. So now when I put these on here, if I can keep them from falling on the ground, this will be nothing but the weight of the microgreens. 25.3 ounces. That is a lot of weight, you guys. That's well over a pound. A significant amount for a 10 by 10 grow. Not surprising that a 1020 will at least double that, of course. The peas are in a bigger tray here, but they're also in this same tray here, so I'm going to set these roots on top without the bottom tray. So let's do this tray the same way. I'm not going to weigh the radish roots, but the peas are significant. I just wanted you to get an idea. This should be quite a bit heavier than the peas themselves. Okay, we're at that. Let's put this on here again to zero it out. Alright, now we've got this tray. Look at that thick mat of roots. It's crazy. And we're going to put this directly on here, and that'll give us a weight. That is 37.8 ounces. That is significantly higher. It's 32, it's 2 pounds, almost 6 ounces. Almost 2 pounds, 6 ounces. And that is great animal fodder. Now I'm going to go show you, before we get into the radish, where this stuff goes. I'll actually show you his pen. I think he's at work still. So anyway, we are walking more or less through my little orchard here in the backyard towards his chickens over there. He's got new T-posts up now. He's going to extend the chicken yard a little bit more, because when he comes home, he'll let the chickens out to roam free, and then at night, of course, they go back to roost and get normal food. But that's where they are, and he does a pretty good job. I'm not going to step over onto his property. I just feel like it's a little disrespectful. They know I'm here, obviously. So anyway, that's where my microgreens go. Normally the roots and the stems left over, but sometimes I get the good stuff too. and we get great tasting eggs. Got the radish here, and I put them on the paper towel like you've seen me do it in the last one. I'm going to harvest these the same as I did the pea, just in case some of you who I've shown it harvested upside down, and that really is the easiest because you don't have to worry about pulling the next plant up next to you. But I'll do it the same way I did peas because that's not horribly difficult either, so I'll show it. Going to pick up some of the scragglers. Gardening is never a clean sport. It's not even a sport. Crack myself up. Anyway, these are the beautiful microgreens, the radish. Let's fluff them up so they look like it's more. Why don't we do that? Hidden trade secrets. Fluff the radish. Fluff the magic radish. I don't know what I popped in my... Alright, so this is the remaining stems and roots. I'll give that also to the neighbor. And yeah, I've shown this a million times. And so cleaning up, this is the medium screen. But cleaning the screen is as simple as run your fingers across it just like that, and it comes off, and then once you do that side, you just take the other side and you remove the roots just like that. It's real easy to do, not a problem whatsoever. So radish, if you didn't know, it has, the baby radish, it has a radish taste to it. It's spicy, if you will, radish type spice. Not really jalapeno type of spicy, but radish type spicy. Some people like it and some don't. I don't care for it very much, but I do put it in my multi-micro powder, which I also make the multi-micro salt with. I think it overall adds something, but by itself as a dish, I just don't like radish by itself. Some people do, and that's quite fine. Nothing wrong with that. So I'm going to get the camera. I'll bring the tripod with the camera around, and we'll get a weight on this radish. Same as we did with peas, just turn it on. 1 ounces. See if you can see that. Yeah. Zero it out. And we got the same exact tray with the radish. I'm going to guess about 3/4 pound. It doesn't feel very heavy. I'm used to those 1020s, you know, that double the size. So when I hold it, I'm like, oh, that's a lot. So half of it is, you know, half the weight. All right. That is 9.5 ounces. Isn't that what broccoli was a couple videos ago, or last video? 9.5. So right about 10 ounces, which is pretty good. That's well, it's a couple ounces over a half pound. So it's close to 3/4 pound. All right, everybody, I'm gonna wrap up the video. Just wanted to let you know that I do sell these kits, and I also have a book written on how to do these in a 1020 size. It's called Microgreens Intense Hydroponic Grows. It's on the 2nd edition. This particular bubbler for the personal use kits is a slightly different design. It's the next generation, but the concepts are all the same, and I have a whole lot of details in the book. So if you're interested in these, I'll put my email on the screen here. It's also in the description, and just let me know. Brett.